Welcome to Spiritual Foundations for Life. This is day number 3. In order to understand our spiritual foundations for life, we must first understand God's eternal plan for mankind. The story of creation in Genesis chapters 1 and 2 reveals the type of relationship we are supposed to have with our Creator and what our purpose is for being here. In the Bible, our purpose starts at the very beginning with the creation of the world. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth." These words reveal that there's only one Creator God, who is eternally existent. In other words, while our story, the story of our purpose has a beginning, the one behind our purpose does not have a beginning. God said of himself in Revelation chapter 1, verse 8, "I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end." God has always been and always will be. Throughout the Old Testament, the prophets acknowledged that God was the one and only source of all of existence. The prophet Isaiah wrote in Isaiah chapter 44, verse 24, "The Lord, the maker of all things, stretches out the heavens and spreads out the earth by himself." The prophets understood that everything that God made was completely dependent on him for its survival. They also recognized that God alone was the sovereign Lord of the universe. Unlike the other people of their time, they never for a moment thought that there could be more than one God. Now, while the Bible makes it clear that God alone created the earth, nowhere are we told the exact age of the earth. And this has led scholars to hold differing views or theories on this subject. Some believe the world was created in 7 literal days. Using the genealogy written in Genesis as a guide, they propose a very young earth that states the world has only been around for perhaps 10,000 to 20,000 years. Others believe that the word day used in Genesis chapter 1 can also mean age. And so they believe that the earth may be much older, possibly millions of years or older. However, whenever the Hebrew word day is used in the Bible with a number attached to it, as it is throughout Genesis chapter 1, it always refers to a 24-hour period of time. So still others suggest that there's a gap of time that exists between the first and second verses of Genesis. Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 reads, "The earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters." Based on this theory, people suggest that God could have created the earth thousands or even millions of years before, and essentially because of some sort of disaster, began to recreate it starting in Genesis chapter 1 verse 2. So they suggest that the first chapter of Genesis actually describes a recreation or a restoration of the earth. It is interesting to note that the phrase "in the beginning" literally means by way of beginning. So the creation story, therefore, is the starting point of history as we know it, but it may not necessarily be the absolute start of creation. However we choose to view the timetable of creation, let's not allow that to cause us to miss the point of the story of creation. What the story does is give us a glimpse into the creation of humanity and the unfolding history of sin and redemption. It reveals the type of relationship that we are supposed to have with our Creator and what our purpose is for being here. So Genesis chapters 1 to 3, which depict the creation of Adam and Eve and their fall, provides the foundation and the backdrop that sets the stage for the entire rest of the Bible. Our key point today is that the story of creation reveals the type of relationship that we're supposed to have with our Creator and what our purpose is for being here. Our key verse is Colossians chapter 1, verse 6, "For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him." God bless you. See you tomorrow for our next episode.